all year.
And that lets you save...
Who cares?
True Form Life.
Green look.
You've just tuned in to another episode of Exploring Mind and Body. I'm your host, True Form's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. Today we got Julie Spreeman on in Real People, Real Results. She's been with us for 6 months, and she's going to tell us about her True Form journey. I also have a message for the kids and a new segment called Real Talk. That's all coming up on...
This is Exploring Mind and Body with True Form's Drew Tadia, fitness expert on 96.5 CKFM.
A few weeks ago, I had the privilege of teaching some grade 9 students, and I do mean privilege. These kids actually wanted to learn. They were tuned in and paid attention. I've taught not so grateful people before, and it wasn't a fantastic experience. I feel like I dropped the ball a little in my explanation of what I do. We all got the opportunity to tell the kids what we did, how we did it, and the lives we live because of it. I think it's important for people to do their own research, which is why a lot of the time I offer my perspective or a neutral stance. I have no problem doing research. In fact, I enjoy it. But everyone perceives everything different. There isn't always cold, hard facts, and most of the time, when there is, the other side can match those facts with their own research. It's easy for people to believe what others say instead of doing their own research. It's easy to be not accountable and say, well, so-and-so said this. It wasn't me. Removing all responsibility. A long explanation for, I've trained myself not to be so direct when I answer specific questions. And the main reason why I say I dropped the ball. When I got out of high school, they told me I'd never play in college. I just happened to make a team walking on, which means I wasn't recruited or followed in high school like many of the other college athletes. They had no idea I was coming. I showed up and made the team as a starter. Not only that, my first full season on the field, I made first team all-conference, meaning voted by other coaches in the league, I was the best player at my position. I had ups and downs through college and university, certainly wasn't close to lavish, but I continued on, and I believed in my dream. After I graduated, most athletes, not drafted, moved on working at gas stations or possibly with their degree if they went to class. I wasn't done yet. I packed up everything I could fit in my car and drove across the country to another state that I felt I had the best chance of continue on playing. To make a long story short, I signed a professional contract, traveled overseas, played in 4 countries and more states and provinces than I can count. I didn't know what not much of a chance meant. I didn't know what odds of making it were, and I continue to live my life like that today. They told me most small businesses don't make a profit. All you're doing is buying yourself a job, they say. Most small businesses don't make it within the first few months. If you're around 6 months to a year later, you'll be in more debt than you can imagine. All that being said, True Form continues to grow and expand each month. We continue to increase with class members and new ideas. I'm not saying this because I want everyone to know how we're doing. I'm not super proud of where we're at, although I'd like to be. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people that's always striving for more, which at times makes it hard to appreciate what we have. Rarely is it good enough. I'm always looking at the next project, how we can expand, and how we can reach more people. My point in all this is that those kids that were sitting in front of me didn't get the truth. They got my version of politically correct. I told them it's great to have a job without a boss, but you have to remember you don't get benefits. If you don't go to work, you don't get paid. There's going to be difficult times when you don't know if you'll be able to make it through it. What I didn't tell them was I get to wake up every morning and do something I love. I get to wake up when I want, where I want. I get to follow my passion each and every day. I book my own appointments and choose who they're with. I didn't tell them some days I'm so intensely involved in a project, I don't want to go to sleep and can't wait to wake up. These are my choices. I choose my destiny. Some days in the morning, I run to my computer or jog to my next appointment because I can't wait to get there. I don't sit in an office all day. I don't have to work or do someone else's. In fact, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. The only thing that controls my success is me. If I work hard, more success will come. If I don't make a deal, there's always another one. No one gets to make this decision for me. There's no politics, there's no hierarchy, and most importantly, there's no excuses. What I should have told them was they can be anything they want to be. Doing everything the same is incorrect. You could work your whole life and never be secure because someone could take your job away. I wish I told them not to believe one person that'll say they can't. I want to tell them never to use those words and that impossible is a mindset. Be who you want to be, say, act, and do whatever it is you feels right. Follow your passion and let no one get in your way. Those people that pretend to care, that hold you back, aren't scared for you. They're scared for themselves. That's why they never took any chances in life. That's why they work 9 to 5 and don't have a hope of moving up the ladder. I would have told them, all you need is belief. If you have belief and you have a passion, nothing can stop you. Follow your dreams. Go after them with a vengeance and be a force for good. Go after everything you want in life without any regrets, without looking back, and without paying attention to doubters. You and only you can control your destiny. You aren't victims in this world. We have the power to change, be, and act. We can be anything we want to be. If you're willing to take chances, if you aren't afraid to fail, but more importantly, if you aren't afraid to succeed, everything in this universe will push you forward. So you have no choice but to make it. Be that person you dream of. To be that person you truly are. To find your true form. Of course, that wasn't for you. That was for the kids. I have no problem with people that don't take chances. I have no problem with people that work 9 to 5. This world wouldn't go around without you. And I understand there are those of you that truly care. Although this was for those that give our youth false information. Go to school, son. Work hard, son. Get a good job, son. Save up all your money. And maybe one day when you're too old to enjoy it, you can buy something expensive. Meanwhile, your whole life will be a struggle. You'll try to buy a nice house, a nice car, and support your family doing something you absolutely hate because they told you it was too hard to follow your passion. 6-month member Julie Spreeman is joining us in this episode's Real People, Real Results. She looks great. She's in incredible shape and improving every day. Julie has an interesting story about how she joined and how she finds time as a single parent. That interview is coming up right now.
Time now for Real People, Real Results.
All right, Julie. Thanks for joining us on Exploring Mind and Body. I'd like to welcome you to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Let's start off with letting the viewers know a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
How about where you're from? Let's start off with that.
Born and raised in Olds. I've probably been away maybe 3 or 4 years total. Other than that, I've been in Olds.
Oh, so you're a local.
Yes.
All right. What do you do?
I actually drive truck.
How about your family? You want to tell us anything about your family? We're just trying to get to know you a little bit so people can relate to you.
I have a son, and it's just him and I. My mom and dad have lived here for years, like as long as I can remember. My dad's family is in Olds. And 2 years ago, I lost my mom to cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
So that's been a life-changing experience.
Thanks for sharing that with us. So you have an interesting story about how you joined True Form. Why don't you share that with us?
Health Street was giving away a week of free classes with you, and I was actually the one that won it. So
woo!
It was perfect because seeing what my mom had gone through, I knew I needed to do something to help myself health-wise, and so it was perfect timing.
Why did you decide to join? Is that the reason? Because a lot of people, every once in a while, I give away these things and never hear from someone. So is that? Why don't you tell us why you joined?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest reason. But also, I knew right from the first class that it would make a huge difference in myself, physically and mentally. It was a great class, and I just knew that if I stuck with it, it would be a lot of changes in my life that were positive.
So what did you think about after the first class? Where was your mindset after that?
It was very hard. I was very sore afterwards, but I knew if I pushed myself to go and continue going, that it would improve. And now I actually love going to classes. So
did you have any specific motivation to actually show up? Because it takes a little while to get a rhythm and to get a set schedule. Is there anything that helped you, make that decision just to show up?
Yes. I'm used to after work coming home and just sitting on the couch and relaxing. And I had started putting on weight, and I knew that this class would take that away, as well as firming myself up, and it surely has done that. I see muscles that I've never seen before.
Okay, as a single parent, why don't you tell us about how you find time? Because that's the big one I hear. A lot of people just say they don't have time. So let's squash that one right now.
Yeah, like I said, after Mom passed away, I knew I needed to do something different. But I kept saying to myself, I don't have time. And by winning the free week with you, it was just an open door. And I just wanted to continue because it was a really good class you offered. So
how long have you been with us for?
Starting on my 6th month.
6 months. That's quite a while. Have you been able to stay with us so long?
Really good. It's been awesome because watching the other ladies that are in the class, really motivate me because I see their strength and they make the workouts seem easy. And so it helps me push myself to do better.
I don't think any of them would say it's easy, but
they make it look easy.
Yeah, you guys all do. You guys all do so well. I said the other night at class, I said you guys don't give yourself enough credit, and you said you do.
Yeah, I do. Yes, because I see the changes and I feel way better. Like just mentally and physically, it's a huge change, even in 6 months.
Just lastly, we'll wrap things up here. Is there any message you'd have for people thinking about joining, people that want to live a healthier lifestyle? Anything that you've started yourself that they could learn from?
I know exercise is a huge one for sure. We talk about a lot of different things at class with recipes and other things, and it all combines together, and it's just a good combination.
Is there anything you've done nutritionally that you've changed?
I've done your protein, and I think that is a huge difference too, because in workouts I had been getting to the point where I was really sore and feeling it in my muscles. And by bumping up the protein that you offer, taking it more, I don't have that problem anymore, and I can push through exercises that I couldn't before. It's one of the biggest things. Trying to eat healthier, more vegetables, fruit, that kind of thing has changed, but I know I can improve in that area too.
All right, Julie, that's all we have. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
All right, well, we'll see you at class.
Yeah.
That was real people, real results. Now, back to the show.
This segment's been labeled Real Talk because that's what I'm going to do. Some of this is what I'm doing, some of it's from my blog, and some is my own thoughts. Regardless, you can bet it's all real talk. Mother's Day just passed, and someone asked me what I was giving my mother. I said I'm giving the gift of health. Pretty much sums up where my life has led me to this point. It's not easy for me to sell. Selling doesn't interest me at all, and I wouldn't say I'm good at it. If I was interested, I would be good at it. I'd study this art, if you will. I'd read books, watch videos, and hang out with salespeople. I'd see what they do on a daily basis and learn what makes a successful salesperson. That's not for me, so I'll leave that up to those who have a passion for it. What I'm good at is telling the truth. I'm good at informing and helping others make their own decisions, which most of us try to avoid. The types of superfoods I've included are cacao, which is basically chocolate before it's chopped up and destroyed, leaving very little, if any, nutritional value. Maca, which is a root grown in the Alps, good for hormone balance, stamina, and energy. And the last one is camu camu, which hands down is the most vitamin C, nutrient-dense food on the planet. I don't make a dime for selling or promoting superfoods, but I talk about them often. These foods have such an incredible nutrient-dense base, they should be consumed by everyone. And everyone should have the option of consumption after they have the knowledge, which is where I come in. On the other hand, I do sell protein, my own. So of course I make money off that. I designed and produced my own Complete Truth protein powder because that's exactly what it is. I was unhappy with the industry and how it's based upon sales instead of health. Then of course there's deception and the industry not wanting you to know what's in their product. Sometimes the reason why I made my product get lost in my own mind. I have to remind myself it's okay to sell. I truly feel I'm improving lives, quality of lives, by producing a real, truly healthy product, which in all actuality is hard to find. Through all that explanation, there's a point to my story. I consume superfoods every day. And not only do I encourage others to, but I give them away as gifts to those that are important to me, to those whose health is important to me. Why not give the gift of health? Why not be that role model we're looking for? Why not promote a healthier way of living? We can all do that ourselves, our spouse, kids, or other family members and friends. We can be that person to look up to, that person to look to for advice concerning health. All we need to do is start. What if we gave away useful gifts instead of a fancy pair of sunglasses, a shiny new toy, or jewelry? We can all be teachers who touch lives and influence other generations. We can all take the first step in giving a real gift and giving someone you love